Welcome to the Nature Zachary Show. This is Nature Zachary.
Hi.
And tell us where are we today?
We're at the secret pond.
The secret pond. And today we are going to show you how to catch bluegill. Alright, so what did you get here?
We got bluegill.
A little bluegill. So today we're going to show you how you can catch your own bluegill. They're pretty easy. They're pretty easy to catch. We like catching them all the time, and if you're a kid, they're not too hard to catch.
Ow!
Whoop.
Stabbed me.
Yeah, and they have little spikes on their back, as you can see. So you gotta
Can
be
I let
careful.
him go?
You sure can. So the first thing you need is a pond that has bluegill in it. I know that might sound silly, but that really is the number one thing you need. You need a place where they're going to be. The next thing, they take just about any kind of bait. We like to use worm, as you can see. We just have a little piece of worm, little chunk of worm here and on a hook. These J-shaped hooks work really well for them because they have little mouths. So you need a smaller hook than a bigger hook.
Yeah, like bass fishing.
Yeah,
You need a bigger one.
yeah, not like what a bass would use, but sometimes you'll snag a bass if you're going for a bluegill. We've done that before.
Oh, a turtle's here.
Yeah, we got a lot of turtles here today. And they'll try to steal worms off of there too. You gotta be careful you don't hook one of those. We use a bobber. You don't have to, but it keeps the worm suspended in the water, and the bluegills can find it, and then they'll bite down on the hook, trying to get that worm, and they'll get hooked. And it's really as simple as that.
I got something. Oh, I got that.
Oh, see, he had something that got off. You see, still got a little bit of worm, and you can use about any kind of worms. We're using night crawlers today, but really, we don't particularly like night crawlers for bluegill because they're so big that the bluegills can't really get the worm in their mouth very well. There's a worm called the red wigglers. Those are better. So let's see. I think we need a little bit more worm on there. Let's show them how to put some worm on a hook. So as you can see, look at the size of the worm compared to the size of the hook. And you can see a bluegill isn't going to put this whole big worm in its mouth because it's huge. So you'll have to tear off a little piece, just a little chunk.
Oh, he pooped on me. And you can see he pooped on me. But that's okay.
It's just dirt. They eat dirt, so there you go. So there you go. We just kind of put it on like that, just so that the hook part, the sharp part, is kind of hidden, and the worm kind of makes like a U. And that way, when they bite down, hopefully the hook goes into their mouth and they get caught, and that's really how you catch a fish. So here Zach is gonna cast it out. Like I said, we're using a bobber. And you just want to test where the bluegill are. Once you find where they are, they become very easy to catch. And we've been here before. We call this our secret pond, because we must have driven by here hundreds of times and we didn't even know there was a pond here. We're not sure you're allowed to fish here. We're always waiting for the police to come and chase us away when we come, but that hasn't happened yet. So it's a nice little secret pond. It's a little park, and we caught a ton of fish here the last time we were here, but the water was much higher. As you can see, we're standing on this wall here, the stone wall, and the water was literally up to the top of it. So really, what you can see now, this dirt and these roots and things, this actually was underwater, and we were catching fish right here. But right now, this is a couple months later, and it's late summer, and they don't seem to be in the same exact spot anymore. Oh, as you can see, bluegill will grab it and tug at it, and you'll see the bobber go down. That's what the bobber is for. That's how you know if you have a bite. See, they bit a little bit of that worm off, and they will get good at biting the worm off the hook, and you will just kind of have a hook. So you gotta be careful. Oh, you see the, no, oh, you had one, kiddo. Oh,
holy crap!
they took the hook off. And sometimes that happens. Well, we lost a hook. All right, got another one.
Looks like a crop.
Yeah, but it's another little bluegill. See? Just like that. Well, we do recommend having a pair of needle nose pliers, or those kind of pliers that are for getting a hook out of fish mouth. Sometimes you do need them. Sometimes the hook kind of gets in more than just the lip, and you need to use them to get it out, and it works much better than just your hands or your fingers. So we do recommend that. But fishing for bluegills, it doesn't take much more than a pole, and you don't even need anything fancy or anything special. You don't need a bobber, they help, but a bobber, a pole, some worms, and you're good to go. I don't want to say that catching bluegills is extremely easy, but when they're biting, and well, they're extremely easy.
I have something.
Okay, you have something?
Yeah.
Reel it in. All right, and there we go. Another bluegill. And it's just that easy, folks. Really. See how we hooked that one?
Yeah.
That's a perfect hook. Right, just right through the bottom lip like that. They're easy to take off. Here, you want to hold them?
Yeah.
And bluegill have these spines on their back. You see how he's sticking them out? All you have to do is put your hand down over them.
Like this.
Like that. And you close them, and then he can't hurt you. Very good, Zach. And then we'll just, this one hook will come out very easily, and we'll throw this little guy back. See, when your bobber goes down there, you know you have one. Go ahead, reel kiddo, you got him.
You got one?
You got him. And it works just like that.
Let's just.
So Zach, do you have any tips for the people at home?
Yeah. So first step, you don't catch far. Second step, you don't really catch far when you're fishing.
You don't cast far when you're catching.
And third
bluegill.
part, they get really small.
They can be small. That's right. See how small that guy is? That's a little one. But they're still fun to catch.
Oh.
And that is a good tip. The thing with bluegills is they're not always really deep. They can be very close. They like to be under docks. They can be near the shoreline, but like Zach said, they might be small. The bigger ones might be a little deeper out, but you don't have to cast real far. So that's it's a great fish for kids. It's a great fish to learn on how to fish, to really practice those skills, hone in on those skills. And anytime you hook a fish, it doesn't matter what it is. It's fun and it's exciting, even if it's a bluegill. So that's basically how to catch bluegills.
I got something big, Daddy.
Okay. What do you got?
It's a turtle.
It's a turtle. Oh, sometimes. Whoop! You flipped them.